Pod, Chinese Pod. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.
Hello there, welcome once again to Chinese Pod. We're coming to you from Shanghai, China. We're bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin. My name is Ken Carroll.
And I'm Jenny.
And today's lesson is a newbie lesson. That's a beginner's lesson.
Yes.
If you haven't studied Mandarin at all, in fact, you should get something from this lesson. And if you've taken previous lessons here with us on Chinese Pod, you'll still get a lot from today's lesson. Now, a topic for today, Jenny. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, it's probably the favorite national pastime of China, playing cards.
Playing cards. Interesting. Yes. Why do you say it's so popular?
Almost everyone loves
Playing
to
cards.
play cards, yeah. Probably even more popular than mahjong.
I think a lot of young people play cards too,
Yes.
like in school and college and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
when you go to university in China, you almost always have to live in a dorm. And what
Yeah.
do you do in a dorm? You play cards.
Yeah, you don't have the same sort of frat party mentality in China. That's for
No.
sure. They don't hang out and party like crazy there.
Well, playing cards is our
party.
idea of a great party.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so let's listen to the dialogue 3 times, and after that we'll come back and we'll break it down for you.
Dialogue first time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Second time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Third time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Okay, so
Translation time.
translations.
你去哪儿？
Where are you going?
你去哪儿？
Where are you going?
你去哪儿？我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
I'm going to play cards. Do you know how to play cards?
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
I'm going to play cards. Do you know how to play cards?
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？当然会。
Of course I do.
当然会。
Of course I can.
当然会。那一起去吧。
All right, well then, let's go together.
那一起去吧。
Then let's go together.
那一起去吧。
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Okay, now piecing it together piece by piece. Let's get a little bit more specific at this point. So, now the first sentence, let's hear it one more time and we'll pick out the elements in it.
你去哪儿？你去哪儿？
Okay, now let's follow it as it occurs. So the first word is
你
and that means
you
you, as in the second person singular. 你, the tone there is the
third.
tone. So let's hear that again.
你
Now, 去哪儿 meaning
where you going?
going. So the verb 去 is the fourth tone, is it?
That's correct.
Could we hear that, please?
去
And that is the verb to go.
Yes.
Yes. And so the question 哪儿 meaning
where.
Where. And nar is the third tone. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, could we hear that whole sentence again one time, please, Jenny?
你去哪儿?
Okay. Now, that's the way to try to remember it, okay, as a whole, because it's a very, very common sentence. So one more time, please.
你去哪儿?
Okay. Now, you could practice that quite easily, I think. 你去哪儿, again, practicing over where are you going.
Yes.
Okay. Now, just one little point here. Sometimes you could say nar, or you could say
哪里? 哪里?
Okay, now we won't go into that in too much detail. Essentially, they are the same.
They both mean where.
They're the same. They mean where. All right. Now, so the answer to the question is
我去打牌. 我去打牌.
now 我 as in me, myself.
Or I.
I. 去 again
The same
to go.
word, yes.
And this word to play cards.
打牌. 打牌.
Okay. Now, again, we won't go into too much detail here. You can just remember 打牌 means to play cards. 我去打牌, I'm going to play cards. Now, that doesn't mean in the sense of we use going to in English as a future tense. It literally means to go.
Yeah,
我去,
the action
of going.
leaving and going.
I'm going to play cards. 我去打牌. And then the question, do you know how to play cards?
你会打牌吗? 你会打牌吗?
Now, you may have heard 打牌 meaning cards, play
cards,
in there.
yes.
And 你, again, meaning you. Now, the question, it is a question because at the end you have the word
吗?
ma, which is a particle that creates a question in Chinese. And the verb 会 means
To be able to
do something. So, 你会打牌吗? Meaning,
do you know how to play cards?
do you know
Are
how
you
to play
able
cards?
to play
Are
cards?
you able to play cards? Do you know?
Sounds so complicated.
Yeah. And so if you take out the 打牌, the actual word cards, you can still use the sentence.
Yeah, very useful pattern. 你会吗? 你会吗?
Now, that's a great one to remember there, right?
Yeah.
你会吗?
Means, are you able to do something?
Can you do this? Now, you could be pointing at something. You don't know. You don't have the vocabulary item in mind, but you could, the computer or anything. Piano, you could point at it and say,
你会吗? 你会吗?
can you? And the context there, well, so obviously it means, can you play that piano?
Yes.
Can you use the computer and so on? 你会吗? And again, our little tip here, remember Chinese expressions in chunks, in lexical groups. It's much, much easier than every individual word because you'll go crazy trying to remember all these numbers
that would
of
be
the
like
tones.
breaking code or something.
Indeed. So remember the sounds and the music. So let's hear that one more time. Can you do it?
你会吗?
All right, that's great. Now, the reply in this case was?
当然会. 当然会.
Now, 当然会. Now, the verb 会,
会.
once again. So the question was 会, as in 你会吗? Can you do it? And the answer also includes 会, which is very common in Chinese.
Yeah, you repeat the verb.
Indeed. Now, so 当然 meaning?
Of course.
Of course.
To be sure.
To be sure, as they say in Ireland. Now, 当然, again, it means for sure. Could we hear that a couple more times, please?
Sure. 当然. 当然.
Now, just for your edification, that is the first tone and the second tone.
Yes.
But again, try to remember the sound as opposed to the numbers. So once again, it's
当然. 当然.
great. And then when you put it together with the verb to be able to do something, you have
当然会. 当然会.
okay, good. Now,
Our last sentence.
indeed, and that was
那一起去吧. 那一起去吧.
now you may have heard the word 去
To go in the
verb
first
to go.
sentence, yes.
Indeed. So, 一起 meaning
Together.
together.
Yeah.
And the tones there are.
First and third.
Could we hear that a couple of times, please, Jenny?
一起. 一起.
Great. 一起.
Yes.
Very super high frequency. And
Because we like to be surrounded by friends.
Yeah, 一起去. Let's go to 一起去吧. Let's go together. And then this word 那 at the beginning of that sentence.
Means in that case.
In that
Right.
case. All right. So let's hear the full sentence again, please.
那一起去吧.
All right, so the na indicates, well, therefore.
Since you can play, let's go together.
一起去吧. 一起去, 一起 meaning together, 去 the verb to go,
And
the
ba at the end makes it friendly and suggestive.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
Encouragement.
Indeed.
Even a bit.
Or it suggests like it's not an order. If you just said 一起去, it could imply
Yeah.
an imperative.
We're going together.
But 一起去吧 suggests that it's more open to.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Let's listen to that 3 more times, please.
Dialogue first time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Second time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Third time. 你去哪儿？
我去打牌。你会打牌吗？
当然会。
那一起去吧。
Hello, friends. This is Sarah Chung, a content creator for Chinese Pod. Each week, we find new topics relevant to you and send them to your mobile device. Currently, we have over 4,000 lessons on the app covering a variety of topics. A huge thank you to all of our subscribers who make this amazing journey possible for all. If you are not a subscriber and you would like to try us out with no obligation, go to ChinesePod.com and start your free 30-day trial. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain, so sign up now.
Okay, let's run briefly through that some of the question. Where are you going?
你去哪儿？你去哪儿？
Great. So the verb to go,
去
the verb to play cards,
打牌
the verb to be able to.
会
Are you able to?
你会吗？你会吗？
Of course.
当然
Together.
一起
Go together.
一起去
Let's go together.
一起去吧
Okay, we hope that was useful. All of this is super high frequency stuff. You can find much more on ChinesePod.com. So when you've got time, go there. Do look at the transcripts, the vocab, and so on, and you can put all this stuff together into the My Course function there. So we'll be back again with another lesson tomorrow, of course. But for now, from Shanghai Chinese Pod team, it's time for us to say 再见.
As usual, Chinese Pod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0304. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0304 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0304.
Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.